Now, before we dive into the features of the mobile app and the demo overview, I want to quickly discuss where the apps are available. So we have an iOS app, which is what you see here, available on the App Store. Then we have an Android app, which is available on the Google Play Store. Those are going to be the two ways to acquire the mobile app. And again, I highly recommend the mobile app to be used. It, to me, is the most sort of immersive, best experience that you're going to have, especially in day-to-day operations. So if we take a look, we're landing on the exact same sort of home screen as we do on the web application. The main map is still showing us that most recent known location of all of our devices. We do handle the clustering a little bit different. As you can see, we've got the 5 with the icon representing that there are trackers underneath. So if I tap the 5, it zooms us in and shows us more trackers in detail. If I tap the 2, it's going to zoom us in until those two separate. So again, it's a nice, easy way to show a lot of trackers on the map without it being cluttered up by the icons until you need it to be. Up at the top, we have our quick filtering options. We've got moving, stopped, online, offline, low battery, critical battery, dead battery, or charging. That's going to let you change which trackers are being shown at any given time. Also down at the bottom, one of the real core features, in my opinion, about the mobile app is the tracker list. So if I swipe up, I am going to see individual listings with the most recent known location and a live mini-map of all of my devices. That's going to be super, super handy, especially if you're trying to manage more than a handful of little trackers. You can also search for which tracker you want to take a look at here, similarly to the search bar on the web application. So we're going to get back to our main map and our main menu here, and I want to show some of the filtering options that we have on these on the main map. So if we tap in, we can show the filter of moving, stopped, online, or offline. We can show no historical activity and just trackers, or we can actually show the history, we'll take a look at the last 24 hours, of all of our devices on the map. And if I zoom in, you can see now shown on the map is all of the historical activity and all the trips and stops that these trackers went on during the last 24 hours. So that's a good way to get a quick view at the historical activity without diving into too much detail. I can also filter again by those battery statuses, or I can simply select which trackers are shown on the map at a given time. I can overlay traffic and weather. I can change my map style between all the types right there as well. So again, that lets you filter that view and tailor that view down to exactly what you need it to be. Now, if I go back in, I'm going to hit reset, and we should get back to the main filtered view. And now we can see all of our 10 trackers are back. So that's a really handy way to be able to filter that view and limit what data is being shown and only see what you need to see on the mobile application. Now we're going to go back into this tracker list because there is a bit of an embedded menu in the mobile application, ways that you can flow from one item to another, and I kind of want to talk about that. So if we're looking at the GMC truck number 47 here, you see those 3 dots to the right side of that listing? If we tap that, it's going to bring us up a menu with a lot of really cool options of things that we can do directly from here. We've got Get Directions, View in Time Machine, which we'll discuss Time Machine in just a minute, View Recent Activities, View Alerts, Share, and Settings. Now I want to focus first on Get Directions. If I tap that, it is going to navigate my mobile device to the most recent known location of that tracker. Now, in this case, they're side by side, so it's showing right next to each other, but this can be invaluable if you're trying to locate something maybe parked on a lot or an asset that's in your big storage yard. Now, the next thing I want to focus on is the sharing option. So if I hit share, I can now, say via email, send an email to an outside source that sends that most recent known location with a time and date stamp and an approximate address to anybody. So this can be great if I need to share an arrival of a delivery with somebody who isn't there to sign for the delivery that they need to. Or maybe it's a job site and I need to share with the GM, the foreman of my job site that, hey, my delivery guy with all the tiling that's going to go on this roof did arrive. He's there right now. Here's where he is. So again, really valuable information, and I'm going to discard that draft and get us back to the main page. Really valuable information in a really interesting way that we can dig into that activity. Now, if I minimize our tracker list, down at the bottom we have our bottom menu. The second option that we see there is called Time Machine. Now, on the web app, we talked about how we consume things by event, by activity. Well, Time Machine lets you consume things by a time frame. I'm actually going to reset our filters, and we're going to hit Start Over. And what Time Machine lets you do is select a day and a time. So we're going to take a look at Monday, July the 18th from 12 a.m. all the way to 11:59 p.m., which will give us the entirety of that day. And we're going to take a look at just one tracker. We're going to take a look at GMC, truck number 47, and we're going to hit Go Back in Time. And what this is going to do is curate the entire day of that Monday thus far. Now this one, so far, it's only 11:58 where I'm at, so we're only taking a look at the first half of the day. But I can already see some statistics here. It's been stopped for most of the day. It was moving for 6 minutes. It's only traveled a mile. But if I start scrolling through this, we're actually going to see it as it moves through that period of time, as it moved around today. Now, one of the things that I think is really interesting and really handy is once you start moving, say you see something that is a bit abnormal. Let's say right there, this position is odd to me. You can actually click and go to a feature that we call Position Snapshot, which is a zoomed in view, a slice of time, letting you see that history right here. We can see the speed, the directional heading, we can see the nearby places, we can see the weather conditions that were all at that exact time. More importantly, I can navigate to this location. In the exact same way that we used to get directions to navigate to the tracker's location, I can also navigate to this point in that tracker's history. So it really lets you, trace your steps, and if you need to go back and reroute to a similar location, you can definitely do that. We can also share this position snapshot as well, so it's another really handy thing. And I can view this tracker live if I need to directly from the minimap. So again, a lot of really interesting information on Time Machine. Time Machine allows you to look at a 24-hour period of time. You can, if you wanted to, add in even more trackers. So now we're looking at the totals of all 4 of our trackers. They've been moving a little bit. They've covered 4 miles. And you can tap through each individual one, and you can see that information about each individual tracker as you tap through. So here we can now take a look at, these don't have any activity, but this one does, and it takes us right back to it. So again, it's the ability to flick through this data and visualize it on a map and look at it by time. This is going to show you all of the events, all of the activities that take place in the given time frame. You're not looking at it broken up. This is a much more complete picture of the historical activity. I like to think of it, the live tracking, this menu here, is the sort of yin to the yang that is Time Machine. It's everything that happened up until right now, whereas this is this moment in time. The live tracking is right now. Now, if we click on activities, this is going to be very similar to the activities report in the web application. It is going to be historical activity broken up into events, and you can do a lot of similar things here. We can view this in Time Machine. I can get directions to the start or the finish, or I can share a trip. But if I just click on the trip listing, it's going to visualize the trip in the map as a static piece. This is not able to be scrolled through. I can't look at the individual positions if I wanted to, but if I needed to do that, I can actually go to View in Time Machine. And now I'm looking at that exact same trip in Time Machine. I can scroll through it. I can dig into these individual things. So again, the mobile app is a lot about getting into and utilizing the ability to dig into deeper details. That's one of the major features of the mobile app, is I can look at big picture things like this activity listing, or I can look at smaller scale, more immediate things where I can dig into that detailed data like Time Machine. Now we also have the ability to search on here, and that's a really handy thing that we talked about at length a little bit in the web app. It's the same thing here on mobile. It allows you to filter that view down and see specifically what you want to see. Now in our menu here, one of the big things that we have in mobile that is not available in web is we do have a QR code scanner. So if I tap into that, it's going to leverage my phone's camera, and here, if I put my tracker in front, it's going to pick up, scan that barcode, and bring up the tracker that I am talking about. This is that particular tracker. So now, let's say I need to rename it, and I need to put it onto something else. I can tap into the settings, and we're going to tap and rename this tracker. 2022 demo, and the description, well, I can't spell, we're going to say demo. And the description will put which tracker it is. It's GL300. And then we can hit save. And that is going to be our new device now. And if we zoom in, we've got, there it is, 2022 demo. So we were able to really quickly and easily figure out this tracker, scan it, bring up its information, and rename it to something else. Now, some of our most common use cases for that particular item is if you're replacing trackers. Let's say you've got a lot of material and assets moving through your storage yard, but you don't want 1,000,000 trackers. You only need the 50, and you just put them on different assets. Being able to quickly scan in the field, rename on your mobile device, and then put it onto the new asset is invaluable. It's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to eliminate a lot of human error. You don't have to key in that 15-digit IMEI at all. You can simply go in, scan it, and then take a look. So that's sort of a quick overview, a quick look here at the mobile application. You've also got the alerts that are shown. We've got some account settings. You can adjust some style issues. You can message our Help Center, chat with us right here from the app as well. But this is a quick look at the mobile application. Again, this is what I recommend you use most of the time when you're simply wanting to monitor your activity. And just like any mobile application, it's going to give you those push notifications too, so you don't even have to have the app open to receive those invaluable little snippets of data. Well, thanks so much, guys. I hope this demo has shown you a little bit of the capability of Spytec GPS, whetted your appetite a little bit. Please hop on our website, reach out to your sales reps, reach out to us, and we'll get you taken care of and get you set up with the perfect solution that you need, whether it's for asset tracking, fleet tracking, employee monitoring, whatever your needs may be. We have a problem. We have an ability to solve that problem for you. Again, I'm TJ Chastain. Thanks so much for watching.